Have you been thinking of ways to grow your confidence? Do you feel that fear has taken over a huge part of your life and is holding you back from living your true purpose? Do you want to shake all that fear and have unstoppable confidence that will leave people in awe of you? Well, this video is designed just for you. Today, there are so many of us who are simply existing and not living our lives because we fear failure or what others will think of us. Not knowing what your life would have been like without fear is the worst thing you can ever do to yourself. One thing that you have to understand is that fear will take away the sunshine in your life and leave you with so much darkness and sadness within. This is no way to live your life. The good news is that you can shake all that fear and self-judgment so that you take control of your life and live a purposeful and happy life. The one way to do this is to master how to become self-confident. It is through authentic confidence that you lay a solid foundation for making better decisions, building long-lasting relationships, and positioning yourself for success. Here, you will learn what is unshakable confidence, the 3 pillars of unshakable confidence, the secret language of rock-solid confident people, steps to building an unshakable confidence, sticking up for yourself, how to bounce back from failure, actionable tips to exercise and consolidate your confidence, how to remove the negativity that has imprisoned you from achieving your very best, reconnect with friends to build your self-confidence. Understand that building your confidence is a journey of self-discovery, of foundational truths that make you who you are. It is what will provide you with a hunger to pursue your passions, reject claims of consumerist culture, and have incentives to live your life to the fullest. So watch this and discover your potential. What comes to mind when you think of confidence? Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Mahatma Gandhi. That is exactly what I think serves as a recipe for confidence. If you're going to live a fulfilled life, then you must have the confidence to go after the things that make you happy. In other words, you have to demonstrate confidence in yourself, abilities, personality, and intellect. There is so much information on the law of attraction and the belief that this plays a very critical role in helping you achieve success. Here, the law of attraction states that you have to set your intentions, focus, and mindset on achieving the things that you desire, and that way you will attract them easily. On the other hand, modern psychology will present to you solutions that pep up your healthy ego for success. Tony Robbins believes that by believing in yourself, you can get all that you want. Well, I do not want to misrepresent these belief systems in growing your confidence, considering that each one of them has a role to play in shaping your personality. One thing that I would like for you to understand is that confidence is not about becoming someone you are not. Confidence is not about being an extrovert, outgoing, or perfect in public speaking. There are no complexities that you have to get rid of for you to be a confident person. All you need to know is your true self so that you can bring out your values, build them up, and make contributions that matter most in life. So, what is confidence? Well, the truth about unshakable confidence is living true to yourself. It is all about embracing your true self. To do this, you have to be willing to shift your attention from all that you think you are not to believing that you are completely in control of your life. You have to decide to value your true self. The more you do this, the more it becomes effortless to express confidence and be a confident person. When you master the art of embracing your true self, you will realize that the doors of opportunity are all around you. You will be spoilt for choice. It is only then that you will realize that you can live a life with less fear and abundance of joy. This is exactly what I consider an effective pathway to unshakable confidence and a fulfilled life. In this video, we'll talk about 3 pillars of unshakable confidence. Pillar 1. Experiential confidence. When I was a teenager, one thing that scared me the most was chatting up women, especially strangers. Making the initial approach felt impossible and made me feel like I had completely lost strength in my feet. It simply made me shut down. Now, 2 decades later, I can't wrap my head around what it was that I was so afraid of. The truth is, you and I can overcome fear and easily do the things that were once thought impossible simply because we now have experience. Now, I have the confidence to do pretty much anything I put my mind to. At first, it was scary, but with time, you adjust and your body learns that it does not kill you. Well, this kind of confidence is what is referred to as experiential confidence. You have developed this type of confidence at some point in your life. Each time you fail, you build that confidence because you realize that failing is not something permanent. One thing that you have to appreciate is all the things that did not work out in your life because they allowed you to learn. Therefore, if you want to build your experiential confidence, the first thing you need to ask yourself is if by doing a certain task, will you be physically harmed? If not, then there is no reason not to do it. Pillar 2, emotional confidence. This simply refers to the kind of confidence that you turn on. I started working for an international company at the age of 21 as a project assistant. One time, for some reason, I wanted to work from another city for 3 weeks. However, I was so nervous to ask my boss for permission to work away from the main office. Well, I first had to prepare myself mentally. I started by brainstorming how I would walk into his office, present my case, and how I would handle his responses. I created a small decision tree with all the possible if, how, and why questions he would ask, and what my responses would be. In other words, I needed this to maintain my composure. What I was essentially doing was tapping into my emotional confidence by learning the tips and tricks of controlling my body language so that I do not send out the wrong message. On the contrary, if you fail to control your body, then your emotions will be running all over the place. What I simply did was rehearse every statement I was going to say and how I would do it with a firm handshake, smiling face, and shoulders high. What I realized was, when you resist the urge of crossing your arms and showing your anxiety, the conversation flows naturally and the other party eases into the discussion. You will not have to fake, you just will be confident. It is important to note that emotional confidence serves a great purpose, especially when you are caught in a situation that you already anticipate. For instance, a presentation, a difficult conversation with your superiors or parents, a performance among others. The only problem, in this case, is that having emotional confidence is not automatic. And when someone is already in your face, or when you are blindsided, you might not have the time in the world to tap into it to turn it on. But then, what do you do in such a difficult situation? We will be delving deeper into how you can stick up for yourself in various ways in which you can handle tough situations that come your way like a badass. Pillar 3, self-esteem. This is the deepest level of confidence and is the true definition of unshakable confidence. One mistake that people make today is thinking that confidence is something to do with survival. They do not have the confidence to initiate a conversation with, say, a stranger. You have to understand that confidence is something that, in this time and age, is broken by identity and not broken bones. We often think to ourselves, what if I went into that interview and they hate me? What would people think of me if I did this and that? Having high self-esteem simply means that you have the ultimate level of confidence because in such a case, your identity is not broken. You are simply not basing anything that you do on what others would think of you. The first thing to winning high self-esteem is ensuring that your true identity is tied to your values and standards. This is how I define confidence. The point when you stop feeling like your identity is at stake. That is when you are confident. Some of these include you trying your best, fully expressing yourself, taking responsibility for your happiness, and always purposing to do what is right, rather than taking the easy way out. The last thing you want is to focus on how others look at you. What others think doesn't matter. When you live like this, you will always be at the mercy of others' opinions. The ways that you will know what is right in a social situation is simply doing the things that scare you and giving it your best shot. That said, always ensure that you are focusing your attention on what is familiar. Therefore, ensure that you are exposing yourself to situations that offer you a sense of familiarity. If you are going to attend a meeting, scope through the agenda of the meeting in your head. Additionally, it is critical that you take control of your emotions. Take at least 3 minutes and speak loudly with a smile on your face and taking slow and deep breaths into your belly to effectively snap out of that bad feeling, anxiety, or pattern. If you make this your identity, you will notice that no failure, rejection, or humiliation will shake your true identity, however profound it may be. In this video, we'll learn about the importance of having confidence in life. Reduced fear and anxiety. The greatest enemy of progress is fear. However, one thing that you have to understand is that building your confidence plays a very significant role in offering a calming effect. It simply quiets the voice inside you that tries to convince you that you cannot do it. It is through the confidence that you can effectively unhook from your thoughts and act by your standards and values. Have you had a low self-confidence before? Are you still struggling with low self-confidence? Then there is a high likelihood that you already have experienced rumination, not once, not twice, but so many times it is beginning to feel like your new norm. Rumination simply refers to the tendency to replay worries and perceived mistakes over and over again. When rumination is excessively occurring, this is linked to anxiety and even in extreme cases, depression. This is something that can cause you to withdraw from the entire world around you. However, when you fill your tank with confidence, there is special energy that springs from within you and acts by breaking the cycle of negative thinking so that your inner critic is silenced. Achieve greater motivation. Building confidence is not something that you can achieve overnight. It is a continuous process that needs lots of small steps which leave a strong sense of lasting accomplishment. Well, it is more like learning a new language, or being on a weight loss program or fitness regimen, or even overcoming an obstacle. Think of it like mastering a new skill. Well, you may be wondering what your grades or success or weight loss has to do with being confident. One thing that you will notice is that those achievements you have had did not happen overnight. They must have taken time and lots of perseverance. I did my PhD for 7 years. The point is, if you can triumph through tough situations and adversities, then you can definitely do it in various areas of your life without any doubt. As your level of confidence continues to grow little by little, you will find that your self-drive is stretched and your abilities become deeply rooted and impeccable. Yes, it does not mean that you will not have the what-if thoughts, the thoughts that tell you what if you failed or embarrassed yourself. The good thing is that even in the wake of these thoughts, the self-assurance within you will render these thoughts paralyzed rather than the other way around. In other words, the voices that tell you you may not make it will be silenced by the wide grin on your face saying, "What if I make it?" When you start to see progress, you will feel energized, and that is something. Increased resilience. When you have confidence, you are well equipped to cope with anything that happens in your life. Even when faced with harsh setbacks and failures, you simply hold your head up and shoulders pushed back and you give it another try. Trust me, even the most confident people in the world fail. So this does not mean that when you have self-confidence, you will never fail. It simply means that you will not stay down, beat yourself up, or become crippled by them. You will brace yourself and rise to the challenge of giving it another try. Confidence will allow you to push yourself to try new techniques, approaches, and means to make your dreams a reality. In other words, when you fail or make a mistake, you will learn that they too are part of the learning process. They are the reason why you experience growth. It simply means that you will accept failure, knowing that it is a part of life. Studies have shown that, ironically, when you are willing to fail, you will become more successful. The main reason behind this is that you are not expecting that everything will be 100% perfect. Instead, when you take more shots, it means that you make more of those. This may sound a little counterintuitive. However, one thing that I've learned over the years is that the more confidence you cultivate, the less you will become self-centered. Imagine yourself walking into a room full of people when everyone is paying attention to the speaker, and then there you come in to take a seat. Most probably it was something like, "They're all looking at me." Well, the truth is, almost 90% of the crowd did not see you at all. They are all wrapped up in their thoughts or what the speaker is talking about, that nothing happening outside their zone of focus matters at all. It is the same thing when you have confidence. You become a person that is genuinely interested in others than yourself. Confidence wipes out the feeling that you need to make a lasting impression on people, and you find yourself flowing with the crowd and enjoying every bit of your interaction. You will not be caught up in a moment of trying to compare yourself with others. You simply sink into a relaxed state that puts everyone else at ease and hence helping you connect deeper. Studies have also shown that having unshakable confidence breeds empathy. The truth is, when you are less confident, all your thoughts are roaming around thinking of what people might be thinking and this and that. You simply are absent from what is happening. However, when you are confident, you are comfortable in your true identity and your thoughts are fully present in the moment. You easily notice that your friend is sad and needs a shoulder to cry on. Your neighbor is excited, among others. Simply put, you do not get preoccupied with self-doubt. You reach out and lift others. Experience a stronger sense of your authenticity. It is only confidence that can route you in who you truly are. This is when you easily accept your weaknesses and failures with the knowledge that these shortcomings do not change your true sense of self-worth. Instead, you appreciate the fact that you have strengths you can celebrate even amid all adversities, and hence are empowered to use them fully. In other words, unshakable confidence is what helps align your actions with your values, principles, and standards. This in turn offers you a superior sense of purpose. Confidence opens you up to self-discovery so that you can appreciate who you truly are and what you represent. When you see anything that is not right, you can show up, stand up, and raise your voice over the issue. You simply allow your best self to shine through. In this video, we'll discover about the secret language of rock-solid, confident people. The list is often very long. However, I have summarized the top most important secrets into 3. They manage their minds every moment. People who have rock-solid confidence have learned to manage their minds every moment. The reason why you feel overly anxious about that job interview or presentation or performance is that you are approaching the whole thing with the wrong mindset. The beauty of our mindset is that we can easily choose to shift it at any one time towards the direction we choose. Let us consider an example where you are relaxing in your home on Saturday morning, having breakfast with your family, when suddenly the phone rings. Out of nowhere, you were told that you must attend an urgent meeting in an hour, and you have to abandon your family for this unexpected meeting elsewhere. Wow! Anyone in their right mind will feel ambushed, angry, and anxious being put on the spot like that. However, all you have to do is try to shift your mindset from enjoying family time to getting into the confident, high-level meeting mindset. No one said that this would be easy, because it's not. But the first thing you should do is try and gather information from your boss about the expectations of the meeting, the agenda, the stakeholders seating in the meeting, and other important details. You could then talk to your family about what just happened and start getting ready to pick up. One thing that is important to note is that when a new unexpected situation arises, you have to accept that your brain will not always be happy about it. However, you can trick your brain into the right state of mind until you feel that you are ready to hit that meeting and kick ass. At first, this may not be easy. However, as you gain more knowledge and learn from experience, you will always be mentally prepared for this kind of unexpected event. Simply ask yourself whether there is anything at all that will get you in the right frame of mind. Think of your brain like Google, which you simply ask it questions as though it had all the answers. They start a dream factory. If you're going to have confidence in life, the very first thing is for you to have a sense of direction in which your life is progressing. Just a simple question like, what would you like your life to be like, is enough to help you put things into perspective. Determine what indicators or elements will help you know that you are living your dream lifestyle. Then write all your responses on a piece of paper. Ideally, you should get up each morning and read this paper about your dream life, and take a few minutes to visualize it. As days go by, you can add more details to it. When you start the day like this, what you are essentially doing is imprinting rock-solid confidence into your subconscious mind. This will also inform what steps you take to bring you closer to your dream life. They intentionally stop giving a hoot about what others think of them. If you desire rock-solid confidence, you have to come to terms with the fact that people will always judge. This means that the only person that you really should be impressing is you. Unshakable confidence comes from setting your expectations and then giving your all to live up to them. There is nothing that you stand to gain when you match up your goals with other people's expectations. Well, don't get me wrong, healthy competition isn't bad. When you have great motivators in life, you will always aim to work hard and be a success like them. This means that you have to be competitive for you to reach your set level in the first place. If you are an athlete and you manage to beat your all-time best record, even though you might have come in second in a race, you should not be disappointed because you have done your best and broke your own record. That is all that really matters. Every single day, purposefully do the right thing and give it your best, and then go ahead and be proud of the person you are. If you have a strong desire to quit your job and start a business in pursuit of your dreams, then by all means, do it. It does not matter what people think. All that matters is that you are running your race for the ultimate prize, your dream life. That said, having rock-solid confidence is not an easy task. You have to learn to shut out all the external noise so that you can listen to your inner voice. If you always live for pleasing others, you will never confidently pursue your dreams, and you will live a miserable life. This is no way to live a life. Unshakable confidence comes when you stop being controlled by people and rather take control of your own life and steer it in the direction you want it to go. In this video, we'll talk about steps to building an unshakable confidence. Step 1. Step out of your comfort zone. If you are going to have an unshakable confidence, you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone so that you can do things out of the ordinary. You have to stir up that urge burning within you to be extraordinary. Perhaps you have a brilliant idea that you believe could benefit your company, but you do not know how to share that with your boss. It could also be that there is that girl you like so much and you are not sure whether they feel the same way about you. The problem that comes with not acting on those desires is that you will stagnate right where you are. The truth is, when you fail to explore new experiences, you are letting fear take away your sunshine. You are simply digging deeper into your zone of comfort, the hole that you have been sitting in for several decades now. Yes, it may be intimidating to make the first approach into the unknown, risking being embarrassed by failures. But if you think about it, it's just fear, false evidence appearing real. What is the worst that could happen? Oftentimes, you're just overthinking. Stepping out of your comfort zone can be so daunting, but it is important if you're going to fulfill your life's purpose and have unshakable confidence. This could be the only way you can finally prove to yourself that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. After all, what is the worst that can happen? You can share with your boss and steer the company to success, or the boss simply turns it down. You could ask that girl or boy out and they could say no, and you know that they do not feel the same way, or they say yes and you have yourself a date. Either way, it's a win-win situation. The secret to having unshakable confidence starts with you. One thing that I will tell you for sure is that to get out of your comfort zone, you have to start by setting micro goals that will all eventually add up to the bigger picture. Micro goals simply refer to small pieces of the larger goal you have. When you break your bigger goals into chunks, accomplishing them becomes quite easy, and you will have so much fun while you're at it. This will also build up your momentum to keep pushing until you have reached your target. Let's go back to the example we just talked about earlier. So you have a business idea or strategy that you would like to share with your boss but haven't gotten the courage to do it. What you can do instead is break your major outcome into smaller goals that eventually yield similar outcomes. This is what I mean. You can write your boss an email stating your idea in detail, and that takes the pressure off you. When you do this, you simply make things quite easy to digest and make follow-ups easy. So you like that girl or boy and have no courage to tell them how, but he or she may not be single in the first place. So your micro goal should be to establish a rapport with them first before you dive into the deepest end of things. Even before you ask them out on a date, get to know who they are by just initiating a short conversation with her or him. Isn't that better? This does not sound like you are stalking them. That said, you have to appreciate that when you set micro goals, it allows you to step out of your zone of comfort. As you achieve your micro goals one after the other, you realize the joy and fulfillment that brings, and that helps you get the confidence you need to step out often. Challenge yourself today that you're going to do something out of the ordinary every day, and see how that grows your confidence. Step 2. Know your worth. Did you know that people with unshakable confidence are often very decisive? Well, now you do. One thing that is pretty admirable with successfully confident people is that they do not take too much time trying to make a small decision. They simply do not overanalyze things. The main reason for this is that they already know what they want. But how can you define what you want? The very first step is for you to define your values. According to Tony Robbins, an author, there are two major distinct values: end values and means values. These two types of values are linked to the emotional state you desire: happiness, sense of security, and fulfillment, among others. Means values. These simply refer to ways in which you can trigger the emotion you desire. A very good example is money, which often serves as a means to something. It is one thing that will offer you financial freedom, something that you want, and hence is a means value. Ends values. This refers to emotions that you are looking for, like love, happiness, and a sense of security. They are simply the things that your means values offer. For instance, the money will give you security and financial stability. In other words, the means value is the things that you think you desire for you to finally get the end values. The most important thing is for you to have clarity on what you value so that you can make informed decisions much faster. This in turn will give you a strong sense of identity, and that is where you draw everlasting confidence from. For you to be termed as confident, you have to be in control of your life, and not life controlling you. One way you can do that is ensuring that you define your end values. You can start by dedicating at least an hour or two each week to write down what your end values are. To get there, start by stating what your values are that you'd like to hone to get to your dream life. Some of the questions that might help you to put things into perspective include: what are some of the things that matter the most in your life? Are there things that you do not care about in your life? If you were to make a tough decision, what are some of the values that you will stand by? And what are those that you will disregard? If you have or had kids, what are some of the values you will instill in them? Step 3. Be ready to embrace change. Have you ever found yourself obsessing about the future or the past? That is something that many of us find ourselves doing. However, here's the thing. The person you were 5 years ago, or will be 5 years from now, is very different from who you are right now. You will notice that 5 years ago, your taste, interests, and friends were different from what they are today, and chances are that they will be different 5 years from now. The point is, it is critical that you embrace who you are today and know that you are an active evolution. According to research conducted by Carol Dweck, it is clear that children do well at school once they adopt a growth mindset. In fact, with the growth mindset, they believe that they can do well in a certain subject. This is quite the opposite of what children with a fixed mindset experience, because they believe that what they are and all that they have is permanent. Therefore, having the notion that you cannot grow only limits your confidence. What you should do to embrace all that you are is stop self-judgment. Most of the time, we are out there judging people by what they say, how they say it, what they wear, and their actions, among others. In the same way, we judge ourselves in our heads, comparing our past and present self. For you to develop a strong sense of confidence, it is important that you start by beating the habit of self-judgment and negative criticism. Yes, this is something that can be difficult at first, but when you start to practice it, you realize how retrogressive that was. You can start by choosing at least 1 or 2 days every week when you practice self-awareness. If there is nothing good that will come out of your mouth, don't say it. If there is a negative thought that crosses your mind, you quickly replace it with a positive one. Gradually, your mind will start priming to a state of no judgment, and it begins to come out naturally. This will not only help you embrace other people, but also accept yourself for who you truly are. Step 4. Be present. Sounds simple, right? It is important and necessary that you build your confidence. By being present, you are simply allowing your mind, body, and soul to be engaged in the task at hand. Let us imagine speaking to someone that is not listening to what you're saying. This is something that has probably happened to a good number of us. How did you feel? On the other hand, imagine speaking to someone and you feel like you were the only person in the room. Feels pretty special, huh? The reason why you feel special is that they were present at that moment. They paid very close attention to what you were saying, feeling every emotion with you. They were engaged in the conversation at a deeper level. This way, you can retain information while still experiencing empathy. To be present, you have to develop a mental double check. This simply means that you should mentally check in on yourself regularly. To do that, you have to develop a mental trigger or calendar when you ask yourself where your mind is. This is the time when you act as an observer of your mind. Are you thinking of dinner reservations while at a meeting? Do you think that you are not good enough in your relationship or job? To call yourself out of these negative thoughts means that you mentally check in on yourself every so often. Once you have the answer to your question, take in a deep breath and refocus on what you are doing. In this video, we'll learn about sticking up for yourself. Most people do not know how to stand up for themselves when they are caught up in a fix. There are people out there who will always have fun bringing you down and crushing your confidence because you do not know how to stick up for what you believe in. If you're going to have unshakable confidence, start by learning how to stand up for yourself. Here are some of the ways. Before you can confront, be certain of what you want. This is the very first step, knowing what you want. When people come attacking you from all sides, is it that you want them to stop being disrespectful? Do you want them to stop being in a relationship with you? Is it their specific behavior you do not like? When you know what you want from a situation or what intentions you have, you will be empowered to maintain the conversation clean. Have clarity on what your response is and why you want their behavior to change. One thing that you have to note here is that how you respond is derived from your filter, experience, and the fact that the other party has a right to hold a different opinion from yours. If you take the time to digest that and get it down in your spirit, you will come to understand that they do not need anyone to change. Just accepting that will set you free from always feeling intimidated by their behavior. Nevertheless, the point is not about the other party agrees. It is about you ensuring that before you can confront anyone, you clearly know what values you stand for and that your integrity is strongly grounded. Release any attachment. We have examined previously that it is important that you know very well what you want and the reason why you wanted things to change, and that served as validity to your desire. Here, we are simply saying that it is important for you to know that you cannot cause anyone to change. Therefore, rather than setting your happiness on them changing, simply accept that they cannot change and release any attachments you might have created. It is normal for everyone to want an unhealthy situation to change. However, betting your happiness on them changing is rather dysfunctional. Write it out before you talk. This is as simple as it is. There are so many things that people will do or say that will make you angry. However, what truly matters is ensuring that you do not allow that anger to develop into an attack. The truth doesn't attack. Danielle Laporte. Create some time to have a talk. Well, there is always that desire to put someone in their rightful place, something that works perfectly well in movies. However, in reality, this does not come as a very helpful strategy. The best means by which you can cause a shift in your relationship is having a real talk with them. Don't get me wrong here. I am not talking taking them down verbally. I am talking about having a mature conversation. When you do that, you will look at yourself in the mirror and all you can see is a beaming smile on your face because you are very proud of yourself. Stop talking. This is probably something that many consider a sign of weakness. Well, in this case, I am championing it as a form of gaining unshakable confidence. It is a sign that you are grounded in your principles, standards, and values, and you do not allow other people to define who you are. You know what your true identity is, and you do not need to convince anyone that they are doing something wrong. Rather than wasting your time and energy trying to engage with people who are not interested in change, the biggest favor you can do for yourself is simply walk away. This is a move that only successful and confident people possess because they know what is important to them, what they want, and how to spend their time. With unshakable confidence, you realize that your time is far too precious to waste it in places and with people who have no respect for themselves and others. If they cannot respect the people around them, then you know that they are not invested in a similar agenda as you are, and hence, they are too small for you. If you try to take them down, you will not feel any better. You have to understand that sticking up for yourself does not always mean that you have to win. Simply walk away so that you create more space and time for the people that will embrace, accept, and honor you the way you are. This is the ultimate path of confident people. In this video, we'll discuss about how to bounce back from failure. Accept failure. Even though failure is truly unpleasant, you have to understand that it is an opportunity to learn. When you are trying to create something, you need to accept the fact that things will never be perfect, and that is why failures are bound to happen from time to time. From every failure, ask yourself, what can you learn from it, and what will you do differently next time? This will ensure that you can implement proper strategies in your next project to ensure that these things do not happen again. One of the greatest lessons you can learn is how to fail gracefully. This way, you get to learn the necessary lessons to boost your ability to innovate. Allow your employees to fail. Failure does not always happen to a selected few. Everyone will make mistakes in an organization, so don't be discouraged by your own or other people's failures. If you are going to be a successful leader, then you should learn to take responsibility for your employees, whether senior or junior at the company. Allow your employees to take responsibility for their actions and allow them time to correct them. When you lead people through failure, ensuring that they are safe should be your very first mission so that their jobs are not on the line, unless they never learn from their past mistakes. Quickly apologize. When you face a problem, it is important that you quickly solve it. The worst thing you can do when a problem arises is ignoring it or sweeping issues under the carpet. If you do this in business, the chances are that your clients will lose trust in you and pull away. The best course of action is to apologize and move on. Address your failures. If there is anyone that is going to fix mistakes and failures, it is you. If you created the mess, then you should be ready to clean it. Just do your best to keep the damage under control. For instance, if there are financial losses involved, the trick is to try and recoup what is left as much as you can. If there are collateral damages in the process, the best thing to do is apologize as fast as you can to restore mutual trust. Move on. Beyond the failure, life goes on. When you fall, it is important that you do not stay down, but rather pick yourself up. Dust yourself and keep moving. The secret is for you to try again and again until you achieve your goals. With every failure comes a lesson, and this is what grows your confidence. Whatever happens, just remember that what is important is to keep your eyes on the ultimate prize. Did you know that being consumed by failures deactivates the brain's motivational centers? This means that you have to learn to frame failures in ways that make you feel empowered. If things are untenable, there is a high likelihood that the outcome will be an unsuccessful business venture. Failing is not the end of the world. Tips to achieving your micro goals. Write them down. Writing your goals down ensures that you think through every little detail and how each task will be actualized to eventually accomplish the goal. It also ensures that you can remember your goals because research has shown a strong correlation between writing and memory retention. Be specific. It is important that you select at least a specific day and time you will dedicate to working on your micro goals. You can also set a reminder on your phone so that it can train you to ease into a habit of working towards those goals. Track your goals regularly. It is important that you track your goals regularly, say on a weekly or monthly basis. When you do that, then each time you accomplish these goals, your brain is set to focus on what matters most, achieving more. Visualize. The other important tip is for you to picture yourself having attained the goals. Studies have demonstrated that when you do this, this activates the motor parts of the brain when you start doing the tasks physically. One study had two groups, one that practiced the piano and another that played the piano mentally. The most interesting thing was that those who practiced through visualization were just as effective as those who practiced physically. In this video, we'll discover actionable tips and exercises to consolidate your confidence. Grow your knowledge. The very first step to growing your confidence is ensuring that you gain knowledge both in your personal and professional endeavors. There's always that area that you feel you are limited in knowledge and understanding. If you're going to have confidence, then you have to demonstrate mastery in this area. You can expand your knowledge by taking online courses, attending similar conferences and events, as well as reading books. The other thing that you can enjoy while gaining knowledge is through teleclasses, where you get to interact and engage in discussions with your peers. This will go a long way in improving your level of confidence. Experience and celebrate small victories. Unshakable confidence comes from the ability to experience and celebrate small victories and successes. Think of this as giving rewards for applying knowledge. Remember when we discussed micro goals? Well, now each time you achieve a micro goal, you reward yourself. Yes, they are not the ultimate big goal, but they are small chunks that make up the bigger goal. The reward does not have to be big. Even a simple pat on the back or just a simple compliment from a colleague is adequate to boost your level of confidence. Therefore, ensure that you keep track of each small achievement and allow yourself to fully experience it. This way, you will start to feel your confidence growing every single day. Exercise passionate faith. One of the qualities I admire about confident people is that they have faith in a supreme being. They believe that the creator of the universe has a purpose for every living soul. In other words, the reason why we are on Earth at this time is to discover and fulfill our higher purpose. In other words, they seem to have perfect knowledge that when they forged through with the Creator's plan, success will chase you down. Therefore, if you truly want to achieve success, you must have faith that it is possible. It is important that you have unwavering faith in your potential. When your faith is filled with passion, then there is a high likelihood that you will follow your true purpose. Enable a firm resolve. In this life, it is natural that you will face setbacks and disappointments along the way. It is therefore natural to feel angry and discouraged. However, it is important that you view these setbacks as an opportunity for learning. Start seeing your setbacks as a setup for something bigger yet to happen in your future. When you express faith in your abilities, you will get past discouragements and gain a firm resolve. It is this resolve that will, in turn, help you overcome obstacles. This is mainly because that firm resolve is a true mark of patience at work. Rather than despairing, you will realize that without these challenges, you would not have a growth mindset. It is critical that you ensure that your mind is focused on the intended outcome and not on roadblocks. Instead of thinking of 1,000 reasons why you can't, think of one reason why you can. With time, you will see your talents grow into abilities. It is only then that you will taste what is possible, a measure of success steering you forward with so much vigor and enthusiasm. It is this enthusiasm that will keep you fired up to keep scoring those small micro goals. Enlist expert help. Identify areas where you have gaps in knowledge and would like to fill them up. Once you do that, enlist help from professionals that will help you gain more knowledge and experience, and hence, grow your confidence more. You can get your experts in books, blogs, videos, phone calls, one-on-one meetings, and seminars, among others. The good thing with a professional coach is that they will help you remain accountable for every action you take in completing your plans. Note that if you are going to have unshakable confidence, then you have to attract confidence. Yes, experts will support your plan and various techniques to get there, but they will not walk the path for you. You have to be willing to show confidence in yourself so that you can earn confidence from others as well. Visualize confidence. When you can see yourself as someone confident, then confidence will become a trait that is easy and natural to manifest in real life. You start to experience it firsthand. Take a minute to imagine yourself having the confidence that you need in a certain situation. Imagine how that would make you feel and act as though you already have that confidence. If possible, close your eyes and see yourself using your mind's eye, acting with so much confidence and conviction. Keep that picture in your mind and you will realize that your vision will be taking root and becoming a reality. Expect to be confident. Did you know that expectations are faith in action? At this point, you have already envisioned yourself being confident and how that would make you feel. When you are confident, you will talk, act, and move assuredly and with so much zeal as you pursue your goals. This is when you know that you have the sight, emotions, and actions of a confident person. In other words, you will be better positioned to achieve above and beyond your expectations. When you expect to be confident, it becomes a reality. Like we have already said, confidence is not something that happens overnight. You have to constantly put these actionable tips into practice for months. Start by writing down ways you intend to apply these action plans. This way, you are assured that they are just what they are supposed to be, actionable. When you activate them, you start realizing tremendous improvements in your confidence, and soon, this translates to unshakable confidence, happiness, joy, and ultimate success in life. In this video, we'll talk about reconnect with friends to build your self-confidence. You may be thinking, what do friends have to do with self-confidence? Each one of us has moments of self-doubt and insecurities. It is very common to be anxious about our looks, performance in school, or at work, or how people perceive us. Often you may find yourself questioning whether you said the right thing or did something the right way in whatever situation. Sometimes it is even something as minor as matching your dress with the right pair of shoes or your shirt with the right tie. Just like any other person, when I am not sure of these things, I turn to my friends for a second opinion. I don't know whether you do that, but I'm certain that you have one or two people in your life who are your friends. Well, one thing that you have to notice is that these people play a very important role in building our confidence. It is through friends that we can shake that skepticism or uncertainty we have about ourselves. It is through them that we can make better decisions in life. These are some of the ways reconnecting with friends helps build up our confidence. They cheer your success. If there is someone that you call when you first receive your results, it is your friend. They are the first people we can go to when we are disappointed about something, or when we have failed, or when we are nervous about that job interview, among other things. The main reason is that they take pride in what we accomplish. They are the people that cheer us on and believe in us that we can do it. Knowing that someone's got your back will help you face anything with so much confidence. They model new ways of being. No man is perfect, so the saying goes. However, with friends, they also have strengths and skills that help them perform better in what they do. I have a friend that moves the crowd with his speech. At some point, I wondered whether I might do the same. With a model to look up to, it became a lot easier to move towards my goal. By simply modeling his way of giving speech, I became better eventually. The same thing applies to you. Having a friend helps us see ways we can use their strengths to improve our areas of weakness. They support our efforts to grow. Did you know that sometimes the only thing that stands between you and your success is your thinking? Well, now you do. The reason why you have cold feet about going after that business idea is that your thoughts are telling you that you cannot do it. However, when you surround yourself with friends, they can see strengths in you that you had no idea existed. That will give you enough motivation to give it a try, and you realize that you just needed a little push to soar like an eagle. they wipe our tears away. In this journey called life, there will always be bumps along the road. It can be failing an exam, losing a tournament, being dumped, or even worse, losing a loved one. However, when you have friends, they will support you when you're down. They will be there to give you insights from a different perspective. They will bring so much sunshine to your darkest moments, and you end up forgetting what it was that was bogging you down. They teach us the value of teamwork. Confidence is not just about working alone. It is about knowing how to walk the road alone and when to walk it with a team. Sometimes when you are alone, you may feel timid and insecure about going to places, or trying new things, or doing things differently. However, if you are doing those things with a friend, there is a sudden splash of energy, and you realize that you can become creative. This allows you to soar higher than you had dreamed possible. The truth is, the very best parts of reconnecting with friends is the fact that feelings are reciprocal. They are the people that share our dreams, and we can do the same for them. So surround yourself with true friends and see how that impacts your attitude and confidence to stretch beyond limits. Indeed, it is through unshakable confidence that we can attain success and happiness in life. However, the most important question you should ask yourself is, how do I develop that confidence? It is important for you to understand that confidence begins with your mindset. This is what will help you remain genuine and true to yourself. It is the thing that helps you retain your true identity no matter what circumstances you face in life. It helps to think of confidence as that character that ebbs and flows from you. With the actionable tips that we have discussed in this video, you will be able to build confidence that is long-lasting. The trick is for you to be willing to set your mind towards achieving it. Then push and step out of your comfort zone. Define your values and embrace change by being present. This way, you will not only have the foundational confidence to make it happen, but you will be fierce and successful with the unshakable confidence that draws admiration and inspires others to do the same. Good luck.